Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode on a beautiful Tuesday night of D&B Investigations. I am your host, Vicky. Hey, how's it going? Wow, I think I got this all frickin' figured out. Let me tell you, I double checked on the YouTube. The music was going. Goodness. Finally. Yes, we were. I did not want to offer up anything anybody would be doing karaoke in the chat with. But hello, good evening, Morgue. Greetings. Nice to have our fake producer here in the house. If anybody has any questions, if Risey still needs to be paid, please check in with Morgue. And ahoy, Jack Stafford. Nice to see you as well. And oh my gosh, I think I double-clicked something and it's angry. There we go. I gotta boomer something a little bit. Just a little. I'll have you know, this is supposed to be like French jazz-ish. I don't know about the French part. It does sound a little elevator-y, but I think I dig it. Yeah. Wow. What a show I have for you guys. Let me tell ya. We're gonna find out what's been happening with Alice. Yeah. I saw this tweet up on, well, of course, it was on Twitter, because duh. And Abby, she's just done. She's ready to spill her guts to Comicsgate drama. I have no idea if they ever replied, but me, I'm fucking nosy. Let's face it, I wouldn't be doing this shit if I wasn't just plain fucking nosy, right? And so I'm like, hey, I'll talk to you. Why, hello there, Aldous. How are you tonight? Oh boy. No, your show's tomorrow, right? I'm not completely lunching, and I hope I'm not going to be streaming over you, because that would be shitty. Oh, anyway, so I replied to Abby, and then I hit her up in DMs, because, you know, that's what you do. I said, listen, you can contact me on Discord, you can give me a call, here's my phone number, right? Text me, whatever. I'll talk to you whenever's good for you. Oh, thank goodness that show is tomorrow, Aldous. So she replies and gives me her phone number and tells me to text her, so I text her and I never heard back. See, I figure I'm being nice. I'm not gonna start off the conversation asking a whole bunch of questions. I'm gonna let Abby contact me. She's a mom. She's got a husband. I don't have kids, I got a dog. You know? That's it. I had a couple days off work. I was going to be totally available to talk whenever she wanted. But she never contacted me. Griff did, though. So, I will be telling you all about what Griff told me about hunting for Alice. And man, you guys, this is going to take a really fucking long time. The number of screenshots that I was sent by Anthony was, oh my gosh, I just used his real name, was just insane. I read the, quote, scriptments is what they were. They weren't treatments, they weren't scripts, they were scriptments. And oh, boy, people. This is gonna be interesting. And I hope it'll be well worth your time. We're gonna talk about some crazy new conspiracy theory that Ethan has about Eric July and Iconic Comics, in case you all missed it. I got a couple of things to say about Shane's new crowdfunding website. Shane was taking shots at Ethan on Kings, which is always a good thing. And then I went through the Mint Q&A transcript so you didn't have to watch it, even though I know all of you motherfuckers did. I know you all sat there and watched her, but I have some things to say, except maybe Aldous. I don't think Aldous was watching it at all. Yeah. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit too. Yeah. Let's go ahead and... he has not, but since Dean has gone MIA, I would be more than happy to take it and attempt through channels to get it to him. Yeah. You'd think he'd want it. Yeah, I don't know. Yes. Dark Gift is in the chat. Hello, Anthony. I did see you cruise on in. I saved a bunch of screenshots for you to go over on your 5-hour live stream about this because I know you're going to do it. And that was a little bit of snark, but kind of true all at the same time. Oh my God, Yanzi, go. Oh, I'm dying. That's good. That one's really, really fucking good. All right. So here we go with Ethan. And I believe this was a John Malin stream, I think.
Working for people and saying, oh, I'm going to really campaign for people. Man, Yellow Flash, dude, you can't. Like,
Well, wait, the people he's saying that ain't Raging Rhino. He's saying that to War Campaign. He's trying to, I maybe you misunderstood that. He's like wanting to campaign and pump their channels up so they can come after us more.
Yeah, that's interesting. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think those guys like got their, already got their sort of, their stripes already from the Canadian stuff.
I tried to pause it just a little too soon, but I must say, I hate to say this, but I agree and I disagree with Ethan here. Their Canadian audience is gone. They're not around. They may have dragged a couple of those dipshits back into Comicsgate briefly, but those people are all gone. But I do agree, this is not going to change much in LRJ or Wiggles viewership. There are not that many people who are interested in Comicsgate drama. There just aren't. There are a few dorks in the sector, but our little ecosystem gets smaller and smaller each 2 weeks.
But I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. I just think, like, you know, in general, you can get somebody's numbers up, but you have to get them an audience that's engaged, that's they're fans of, you know.
Yeah. You know what, man? John, are you there?
Yo.
All right. I got a crazy idea.
What? Say it.
Me, you, and Ethan need to get... we need to be on stream once a week at least together.
Okay.
Just saying.
Because they're not already. This is Shane's big plan, that they start streaming together once a week in a whole nother fucking show.
And then what? Profit?
Then, hang on, my phone's fucking up. We be super fun and energetic and really bring in like this like core vibe of CG.
Isn't that what CG Live?
That's what hard art is.
Well, I said me. Well, yeah, it is.
Well, not with you, Ethan. You saying with us three, yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying with us three and build out from there. Like, I don't know, because a lot of clips, actually, if you notice, they come from when the three of us are together, good and bad. So it's like, I mean, in the end, that's kind of what the audience is asking for, or like that's what people find interesting, is when we are all three together on the stream, and it just,
they are always all three together on a fucking stream. Every fucking stream. I think Ethan missed a hard art, or he may have missed a whole different stream on Shane's channel. But for the most part, these fuckers stream together 4, maybe 5 nights a week, spread across all of their channels. And Shane's new, bright, brilliant show idea is another show centered around John, Ethan, and Shane. Because hard art isn't centered around John, Ethan, and Shane. Yes, Jack, I think this is actually about Shane wanting to have more control over who he's on all of these streams with. Because if it's certainly their threes, then they have to agree, right? Or at least somehow in Shane's weird brain, I suppose.
seems like that should be really not all that complicated to manufacture. I know, like, you know,
Shane, I'm not doing anything at all reactively to some faggot like Yellow Flash criticizing.
I'm not talking about that.
I mean, I will do zero. You know, I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing, which is to do live streams that are draw streams. I'm going to keep doing that because I think it's important that the books come out and that we demonstrate what our actual value is. I'm not
their actual value.
You know, my actual value, I don't think, is like live streaming all this. Although I can do that too. I think what we really need to be doing is like, you know, being artists.
His actual value isn't live streaming all the time, which is what Ethan is doing. He's going to talk about how we're artists. We should be doing art.
Which is
Shane
what we are.
Listen to this.
On live streams more. I mean, being charming and funny and all this stuff is great. I love talking to you guys. But I just don't think that it's, you know, reacting to them in this way. One of the reasons why they're reacting as violently as they are right now to me in particular is because of my draw streams. I mean, it's
his draw streams. You know, I don't want to do YouTube. We shouldn't be doing YouTube 10 hours, and he's doing it on draw streams. And he's making claims that his draw streams are bringing in all these viewers. Now, I had taken some screenshots like last week. I couldn't be asked to, after all the screenshots I had to go through for the Hunting Alice stuff, I couldn't be asked to even find those fuckers on my desktop. And his numbers aren't any good. Like, if you go look at his YouTube page, they're not, the draw streams, shit. Some of them don't do as good as like my older streams have done over time. But you gotta wait for overtime because some of these are, you know, like he's taking super chats. I watched him do a stream where he's like begging for him, and like 2 hours in, he's got 3. So yeah, but once we get past all of this, why hello, Amit. How are you today? I hope you were enjoying your morning now, right?
It's like it's hard to sort of argue with those results. It's hard to see me draw.
I agree. I see that. Like, but that's not why I was saying the other thing. I just think, like, you know, some sort of CG live type stream with the three of us is a good idea. I was saying that before, though. Like, I was saying that 6 months ago. It has nothing to do with the Yellow Flash thing. I wasn't saying it directly to that. And you're right. Your draw streams is probably kicking in a reaction, but it also might be the Eric stuff too. Like it's kind of murky. Like
we don't know what's going on with Eric.
Okay, this is where we transition into the wacky Eric July conspiracy theories. I'm not really sure if Dan Lawless is alive. He looks very much like an automaton sitting there. He does speak more on Katydid's channel, and what comes out of his mouth, if it was programmed, someone should lose a job because it's just stupid. But yeah, he always just sits there all stiff looking like that. But this part is good.
Like, we have our theories. I was gonna say, like, I think what Eric is trying to do right now, his big announcement, is possibly that he's merged with Iconic Comics and then a few other smaller entities to form an umbrella company that is going to be super Ripasend, but you don't have to be Ripasend. So, you can take your 9 Lives comics and give them to Eric, and Eric will do the publishing and the fulfillment and all that stuff, but still keep your label and not have Ripasend on it. That's what I believe the announcement is that he worked out. That's what I think is going on. And possibly the value of teaming up with Iconic would be distribution in Japan.
So when I heard this, I clipped it, I sent it to Tim Lim, and he laughed his ass off. He's like, where the do they get, because he didn't swear, he never swears. But he's like, where in the hell does he get this stupid ass shit? They don't have a distributor in Japan. They don't have a distributor in Japan. All of their shit is licensed in Japan, and it's available on Amazon in Japan, but they're not distributing anything there.
Which let me just say, I don't think that Japanese are gonna take the Rippaverse better than Americans have.
Yeah.
But okay. So I think that's what's going on right now. It's nothing to worry about. If there are people who pump up Eric, like all of Eric's ideas, all of his plans, all of the things that he does for his company are misfires because he doesn't understand what his company is. And I keep telling him what his company is, and he's not listening. I keep saying, your company is the Eric July merch company.
Irony. That's all Ethan's channel is. He's got a 5-year-old late book, another one that's going on 2.5 years late, and he's selling what? Tchotchkes? He's selling toys and sweatshirts and fucking hats.
As much as you're trying to be a publisher for other people, your fans are slowly bleeding away from you, not because you're not very successful in publishing stuff and shipping it. You've proven that you can do that, and it isn't helping you. You're still failing because you're not understanding that you are the Eric July merch company. And as all of my words, and your books aren't good. That's the other. You're not a comic book creator. It's not something anybody can do. Like, comic book creators devote their lives to this, and we're still working on getting better. I mean, just coming in out of the blue and being like, I think I'm going to make comic books in my late 30s, it is not going to work. It's just not going to work.
I wish I had the patience. I probably couldn't find them anyway because they're probably not even on his channel anymore. But I can't tell you how many times in the first year, 2 years of Comicsgate, I heard anybody can make a comic book, right? Isn't that what this was all about? Isn't that what Comicsgate and the whole marketing scheme of Comicsgate was all about? Anybody who wants to make a comic book can come in, you can make a comic book. And not only that, I'm gonna get you at least 25 to 30K on your crowdfund. That's what he used to say. But now that he's literally kicked out everybody from Comicsgate, and all you've got left are these rejects from the mainstream sitting there with a dude that doesn't have anything to do with comics. You can only do it if you're a pro and you've been doing it all your life. Fuck you, Ethan. Just fuck you. It's yeah. Never back anything from Ethan on a crowdfund. He just sells everything on his eBay anyway, usually drastically marked down and never getting to actual backers. Now, the eBay does get to the people that buy it. Usually goes out, well, it used to go out the same day. Now I'm guessing that since Andrea is no longer in charge of the business side of things, I think his kid's probably taken a few extra days. Yeah. So I know this is not new about Shane's website, but I'm actually cutting it in with something that is. So fuck yeah. All right. Here we go. On to the next one.
Oh, yeah. There's that. And the other good news is I talked about it before, and we're looking into it, so nothing's 100%. But we are going to be... Yanzi has been doing numbers and looking into it, but it is possible, not that we want to, but I think it may be time that we make a public crowdfunding site. Not that we want to. It would work like our 9 Lives comic site a lot, but we're looking into it. We have to talk with our CPA on some things. We have to figure out, do we need to create a new LLC, or what does that mean? And tax obligations and all of that, and clear it. Although we've already looked into it, we just need to clear it with our CPA. It's going to cost some money, but to be honest, I think it's good that it's there. And one thing I'm going to need is the creators to want to put their projects there, of course, but I'm also going to need you guys to want to back there. And ideally what I would like to see is, like a lot of people you guys know, like get Aaron Lepresti, get Graham, get, John, Ethan, myself, maybe Mandy Summers if she wants, anybody, as long as they're not breaking our terms of service and they're not jeopardizing the site. We're probably going to start off the first year with a minimum amount of people involved, just because we need to understand how working and answering questions with customer service on.
Okay. I'm gonna break in here to answer Michael. Fund my I think the reason, this is me, take it however you want. I think the reason that they don't want to do, that none of the other kings want to go on Fund My Comics, including Ethan, is because they don't do well over there. They just don't. They didn't spend any time actually prepping their audience for any real change. They just slapped them in the face with it because they, I guess, expected Indiegogo to continue the way it was after the sale. Very short-sighted. Yeah. But the site does have issues. I don't, my biggest issue with the site is Luke Stone has a campaign on there. I think I don't know if it's gone now or if they finally closed it down, but it was still raking in money, and it was long overdue, and there was no update for backers nothing. But it was his website, and so, you know, that had, I guess, would have to be the rule for everybody, because it's, you know, it's his website, and he's leading by example. And when a few of us, me, started making noises about it, they quietly changed their terms of service. And I think that was just dishonest as fuck. Your mileage may vary, but as far as I'm concerned, I wouldn't be using a website that's run by a guy that got taken in by the Spencer's Gifts grift anyway. But that's just me.
The website works into our daily work life, you know, because we you know, I can't just dump everything out on Yanzi.
It was great.
That trailer's great.
So let's see if we can get the campaign to move a little bit. It's only a 60-day campaign, so you know, once this clock is up, we will do another 30. You know, so guys, come in and back as you can. I don't know if I've talked about this with you guys, but so in Inglorious Rex 3, we raised about $11,000 in our store during that campaign. So it actually works really well having your online store next to your campaign, like a one-stop shop. Not that we want to. So that like the idea, and you guys tell me if you're into this or not into this, but because I'm not getting a lot of feedback from you guys on this, but the site ideally would be built where you would have an online shop, which will take a lesser cut than say eBay.
And nice. It would. Well, Shane, what do you need from us? Do you need some money?
I need support on this campaign. We're going to take the money from a lot of the money on this campaign. I'd like to see this campaign hit around $40,000.
Well, yeah, but
it's going to take some money, but I'd rather just take the money from this. Right now, we're dealing with the developer and stuff like that already.
Okay, all right. So once again, we have a Comicsgate creator. Man, it's like Liam. Crowdfunding is cuck shed, bruh. You're crowdfunding a business decision, a business fucking investment. Or at least it should be. That's what it would be for like a normal fucking person, would be a business investment. And what the fuck are you doing spreading it all over the internet? Oh, I need to make at least 40K on this campaign so I can pay for my fucking website? Why are you telling people that is your plan, motherfucker? You're just begging, literally begging people for money. It's gross. It's like everybody having to pay for your fucking con, the For the Fans Fest via crowdfunding. Gross indeed. Why, hello, Snuggie. How are you tonight? It's good to see you. I'm ranting a little bit. But yeah. Wait, I think you may explain a little bit more
and
here.
Getting domain names and everything. The number one thing I'm gonna need is really people jazzed to start selling books and putting books up on the site. So one of the things we will need is really maybe second chance campaigns or just stock you have that you could put up in your store, because what everybody's going to need to do is kind of massage your clients that are used to Indiegogo or whatever over into this site, you know, which is going to take some doing. Like I converted a lot of people to my website from Indiegogo over like 5 campaigns. I didn't do it all at once.
The artist says you did.
All right, fair. I shouldn't say such things to them about telling their business in public. But really, what he's going to do too is he's going to sort of beta test it, right? With Just Kings. Who all is this site for? It's not for Joe Schmo. No. This is for the Comicsgate Kings. And you know what the best part about this is the absolute and total power play that we are about to see happen between Shane Davis and Ethan Van Sciver. Shane is going to want Ethan on his website, not his own website, the one that Yanzi is currently building for Ethan. Right? So, but Shane is gonna need Ethan on his site to fucking get people on it. He's got to be the anchor point. Nobody gives a shit if Shane is crowdfunding on his site. Nobody cares. But Ethan? This is going to be so good over the next year. This could rip the CG Kings asunder, and I am gonna watch. Maybe from a distance, because I might be gone from this shit community by then. No, you're not all shit. But, you know, I may grow completely bored of this place by then, but I will be paying a little bit of attention. Because Shane been letting his grump on through.
Yeah, no. We don't do XL around here, Shane. I think you know. We
Welcome
do this.
Back to
5XL
5XL where the Frog King reigns supreme.
There it is.
Wow.
Belle Winters made a ton of those for me. She's
Like,
like,
I
I
was
gonna
love
ask
your
you
new.
did that.
Wait. Belle Winters is still around?
Yeah. She's been watching my radio show. She's like, I fucking love your radio DJ shtick. She's like, so I made these for you, and they're great.
Two,
In a while. I thought they just dropped off. I'm glad they're still around.
I mean, that's wicked. Yeah, that's wicked. Listen.
Welcome to 5XL.
If you're really into yourself.
Why are you
and having
talking over my
midlife
intro,
crisis-
Shane? Can you hear the intro?
Oh, okay. Because you said it's wicked. I thought you wanted feedback.
Oh, no. Listen.
With your host, Ethan Van Sciver.
Isn't that great? All right, now you can talk. Shane.
Uh,
Sorry.
If you're having a midlife crisis and you're really into yourself, it's
Wow.
pretty great.
Wow. Holy shit.
I didn't look at it that way. I just thought I was having fun on the internet, but now I can see what
I
you're
was gonna-
saying.
Fucking awkward, man. Just fucking awkward. Shane Davis is the most passive-aggressive little shit in, well, one of them in Comicsgate. Yes. Wait. The chat just rose up too fast. There we go. Yes. Robert Romano was doing a crowdfunding site. That was going to be the original CG crowdfunder thing. I have no idea what happened to it. All I know is it never looked. Don't let Robert Romano be in charge of your graphic design. That's all I've got to say. Then Luke built his site, which I think kind of stopped Robert in his tracks, maybe. I wouldn't continue going if there was already that competing crowdfunding site. Also, Wheeler's got one now. You know, Shane's gonna start one. I mean, they could just all use Kickstarter. But no. None of them are allowed on Kickstarter until, well, at least Ethan isn't until he fulfills shit. And, you know how that's going. No, so, like I said, I read the transcript of the Mint Q&A so you all didn't have to. And I pulled out all of my favorite parts. It's not very long, but I think you guys will enjoy it.
Have that in me at all.
And every time they'd go to Walmart, he'd head immediately to the toy aisle.
Oh yeah, every single time you go to the toy aisle.
EVS says he smelled like Vito. He absolutely did. I smelled the fat guy smell on him. Young Stinka. That's absolutely
Young
correct.
Stinka.
He
Nice.
hated taking a shower. To the point where when I started living there and I was taking a shower every day, it like reminded me, like, oh yeah, this is what good hygiene is.
Yeah, like I would. This is gross to admit, but I will admit it. Like I would take showers every like 3 days, like because that's like my limit, and then I'll feel gross about it. But when he started taking showers every
Okay, somebody had to move into the house to get her to practice hygiene. And she lived with an ogre that didn't shower. She knew he smelled.
day, I was like, oh shit, that's right. Normal people take showers every day. And so I'd start taking showers every day, and I felt much better.
Victor Burns, did Riley ever sexually abuse you?
No, but oh yeah, I was super horny when we first got together.
He's stinky and doesn't practice hygiene, and she still wanted to fuck him.
And he would like, being grinding on him, trying to get him to have sex, right? But he would be like, no, sex is for poor people. We have to make money doing it. And I'm like, I just want to have sex with you. And he's like, no, I don't want to have sex, which is like really fucking weird. He'd rather just jerk off.
He says
than have
sex is for poor people.
Yeah.
How much of the on-screen stuff was kayfabe versus genuine argument / animosity?
Oh yeah, we would have these arguments to the point where he's like, we have to have a show about it. Like we have to, in order to get this yelling energy out and this argument energy out, we have to do it on stream so we can justify it, basically. Because he loves his content. Just like, if we're doing anything, has to be on camera. And so that's like where the Clipiverse bit came from, because like we were arguing so much off stream that Riley's like, I'm gonna break up with you if you don't do this. But it's like,
here's the crazy shit. Remember all of us saying they're really fighting on stream? I believe I said that at least once. That they're really those are real fights. And wow, it turns out we were right.
Every time we get to a point where you say, I want to break, to like the line where he would say we'd break up, then he would be like, what is it? That's not a good word to put on YouTube. He would be like, oh, but I don't actually want to, basically. And then whenever I'd be like, I'm going to break up with you, he's like, oh, please don't. I'm so sorry. This will never happen again. I won't get physical.
Can you please answer the pee questions?
What
I mean,
questions?
They were asking if Riley or Mint has the pee fetish. And I
have the piss fetish,
yes.
But honestly, it was more so when I was like younger, like when I was like first discovering, well, I wasn't first discovering porn, but like,
pee fetish. Jesus fucking Christ. Yes. You heard it correctly, Rusty. Jackerford. You heard it correctly.
I was like on Tumblr and I was like, oh my goodness, this guy is pissing. Wow, this is turning me on. I have a piss fetish. But like as time's gone on, I'm just like, it's kind of whatever now. I've just run the gamut on all the piss content. But very specifically, I find it very disgusting seeing like women swallow piss or guys pissing in the mouths. Like I'm very, very specifically into like the women pissing or like the
Why
guy
would you
pissing.
share
like, I
this
don't
fucking
like
information on the
person
internet?
Pissing on a person. I purely did that for money because people were
right. Why I will gladly replay it. No problem with that. Shit, I had to watch the fucking Richard C. Meyer porno. But why are they talking about this? Like, did somebody really have to? Ah, man. I think I'm just getting old.
Interested and they wanted it. I was like, okay, so yeah, I can just take a shower after I get pissed on, but that's not my fetish. And I have less of that fetish now. I think I was just like really striving for like.
And the bottom line is
sexuality.
It's over. Listen, it happened. It is what it is. It's unfortunate, but.
Oh yeah. By the way, the reason I started doing porn, like he was like soft pushing me to do it since like the beginning of the relationship, but like really pushed me over the edge was like I had this restaurant job, and he was like, "Man, I don't want you to burn your hands. can you do like porn OnlyFans instead, and you'll have more time for drawing. I did not have more time for drawing.
Is it true that Riley asked Sean to film Mint's solo OF content? That's absolutely true.
He wanted to be the Riley asked to have him be the cameraman. I think Riley went to me first. He's like, can you ask Sean? I was like, okay, I'll ask him. And then before I could have any chance to ask him, Riley asked Sean.
Yes. Freaked out when it first got released because he was like, it makes me look bad. Like, he hates that he's a small penis. He says, like, oh, no, I don't care. You know, it's my Asian part. But no, he copes and sees about it. He doesn't like that everyone knows about it.
Also, his Asian part is like on his mom's side, and it's like an 8th or his 16th Asian. He's not actually, he's mostly white. When he was 12, like his first...
This is some just weird, crazy shit that she just goes off with. But you know what I noticed as I watched this flipped the stream from the transcripts. Apparently, Mint has absolutely no agency of her own. None. It's all Riley. It's always Riley's idea, so she goes along with it. And first you'd think, hey, she's autistic, right? Riley was just taking advantage of the autistic girl who had absolutely no problem on this stream expressing herself. None.
Like manic phase. He was up for like several days. He got put in the I think it was institutionalized or hospitalized, I forget which, but he was given like these drugs that make him like, they give him these perma tits.
Gynomastia.
Yeah. And also I also like, it was right when he was hitting puberty, so I also assume that like it affected his penis too.
Notice the Happening says, which is so true.
We do live in a society.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Sam Bagogo says, by the community, she of course means only those who.
This is where she starts dishing just a little bit on Katie did, which was a little fun.
Kiss her ass.
Oh,
That's absolutely true.
If you criticize her at all, she's just gonna like, you're not part of the community. You're on the other side of the fence. Even though I don't do tribalism, you're on the other side of the fence, which is definitely what she does is definitionally tribalism. I just wish she would just say she does tribalism, not like, oh, I don't do tribalism.
This was definitely all completely.
Yeah, and then if anyone ever, starts pushing back on her, I'm a woman, I'm a mom. Like, that's what I'm sick of. Either talk shit and let people talk shit back, or don't talk shit at all. But this position where she can keep hiding behind being a mom and being kids, it's just, it won't work, Katie. Like, just stop doing that.
It's really fucked up when you have the same point of view and opinions as these weirdos.
Annoying.
She came by Frog Tony's stream, and Frog Tony was like, hey, Katie, if you come on, I'll take everybody off the panel and we'll have a talk. And then she just left after, like, the chat was, like, criticizing her. And then I was like, she's not going to pull up because something her kids, which is a clear reference to me saying that she uses her, well, did I say that? Just like, she uses her kids as a shield all the time. I know you said that publicly, but...
Just like Hamas. Katie did October 7th, okay?
Katie did.
That's what I call her.
So how autistic am I? I was diagnosed when I was 16. Technically, it's Asperger's, but like the 2 years before... I was diagnosed, they like changed it, so Asperger's was on the autism scale, and I do not agree with that decision, because I feel like autisms and Asperger's are like different, because the Asperger people, it's like mild autism where you can just like, you have trouble socializing, but like hyper intelligent, and you can learn things quickly. But it's like I said, trouble with socializing, but like I can learn social stuff. Like I've had to force myself to learn how to socialize.
So it's not really autism. So everything you hear, oh, she's just autistic. We need to, kind of make excuses for Mint because she has autism. Poor fucking Ethan, people. Ethan Ethan supports Mint because she reminds him of Ava. Yes. Ava. But you know, Mint doesn't really have autism. She's just a little aspy. Lots of us are a little aspy. So, we're moving back in this direction just 'cause. Fuck Mint. Fuck Riley. All those weirdos. This is going to be a little bit complicated because my screen is kind of small, so I'm going to have to try to keep track of which screenshots I'm showing you there and which screenshots I've got going so that I can read them. But I will try my damnedest not to boomer this all to hell. You should also know I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a blast from the past. So, for those of you who were not around when Dark Gift hooked up with Obby for Hunting Alice, this book went up, I want to say in August 2020, I think. Obby is the ex-wife of Preston Poulter, the man who sued me, and Dean and Ethan. Yeah. And I believe, I'm pretty fucking damn sure that at some point early on, I said, this is a really bad fucking idea. And it was a really bad idea. Obby, for those of you who don't know, was also known as Mistress Roulette. Yes, I'm just gonna talk about everything. And man, I saw way too much of Mistress Roulette. Yeah. Her and Poulter used to do amateur porn. Preston liked to take it in the ass. And Obby styled herself as a dominatrix. She had a blog. They sold videos. She gave instructions on how to use the queening stools Preston Poulter was selling. And if you don't know what a queening stool is, do not Google it. Do not. You don't want to know. I will say that the launch stream for Hunting Alice was one of the funniest, almost 4 hours that I have ever watched. And to express that in a way, it's still on Dark Gift's channel if you ever want to go watch it. But Dean made this.
I'm sorry about Vicky talking. All right, let's go ahead and we were blessed with a new reality TV show called Grift Tank. And that's what we're gonna watch next, guys. So sit back, have a seat, and also I stayed up all night last night.
You said that twice. You said sit back and have a seat.
I know what I said.
Redundancy, Dean. We don't need redundancy.
I was just going on to say that I stayed up all night last night making this video, okay? So sue me, Vicky.
That's Preston's job.
You fucking bitch. Anyways.
Obby, why should people buy your comic, especially as a first-time CG backer?
Excellent question. You probably remember the Michael Douglas movie, The Game. You're welcome. You're welcome. I wrote the manuscript that it was ripped from, yes. Now, this was years before I would even think about writing Hunting Alice, but...
Why should people buy your comic, though? That was the question.
What? Who's talking? Nobody really cares. Okay. I'm sorry. I really don't appreciate when people just jump
No,
in.
can I? No, can I? Could I? No, I think I know what she's saying. Okay, why I would want to buy the book? Yo, Hunting Alice is probably the most original idea I have seen in Comicsgate in a while.
Thank you. It's sci-fi espionage, kind of space opera thing. Because I couldn't get the right audience for anything that I was doing. I hate science fiction.
Yeah, I've got a question. So this is clearly what X-Files meets Alice in Wonderland, like a whole bunch of different things. What's the inspiration for the story? When did this first come to you?
This is a complex question, and it requires a complex answer. If you think about the comics medium, it's obviously a very different animal. I started studying using my background in psychology, like politics, just a whole bunch of different jumble of things to understand what makes a phenomenon. Why the fuck was Twilight so popular? What made Harry popular? What made Harry Potter popular? What made the whole, like I said, the whole Twilight thing popular? What made 50 fucking Shades popular? Reason for all of it is because it's the fucking characters from Twilight banging. That's it. And they're banging a lot, and they're banging in crazy kinky ways. It's always been resonant with me. So started writing that, and it was just flowing through me. I wasn't really I wasn't using my brain.
Well, there's a lot to unpack there.
They just want a 10-second plot pitch.
Well, good for them. They're getting more. Anyway,
So I know you got a lot going on, but like everybody's kind of everybody's got a lot of information and they're kind of lost, and rightfully so. You told us why you wrote the story, but at the same time, there's Hunting Alice. So Alice is the character. Hold up, give me a second. Give me a second, baby.
Okay.
Alice is the character, and she's gonna come from one place and go to another, right?
Not exactly. No.
Everyone around her is gonna go from one place to another.
No, not exactly. No.
She's being hunted, right? So there's someone hunting her?
That is one way to look at it. Yeah.
I hunt women all day. I mean, I look at yoga videos and stuff, and none of them are named Alice.
What if you're in an elevator with the publisher of Dark Horse and they ask for like 2 sentences of the plot, and that's all the time you have?
It's Shark Tank time.
Did a perfectly valid job of explaining the gist of everything. I don't know why that seems to be difficult for people to understand, but
now I've got a hypothetical question for you guys. What if Walmart approaches you for a distribution deal? How would you feel about that?
God, that video is still so funny. I know. Nothing she said made sense in that video, right? Nothing made sense on the launch stream. It was 100% pure hobby. I almost felt bad for Griff during that launch stream. And then I thought to myself, he made his choice. Yeah. He chose this. He didn't have to, but he did. So now that we have this, as we all know, Hunting Alice is still not fulfilled. So let's see what happened after the launch. I cut out quite a bit, just so you all know. I'm going to go ahead and move the chat as well. So hold on. Give me just a second. I wanted to try and give as much room as I possibly could to grift here. And these oh so fabulous screenshots. So here we go. Now, this is at the very beginning, right? Literally. This is December 4, 2021. This is not long after the launch, if I'm correct. And she has sent 20 pages. She's already doing pages. She's writing the fucking script, right? And then, well, not so much. She's still there. Yeah. So he's also doing this Pariah book. I think that's the one I've got in here. Yes. So she finds out, or, finally sees on stream, because I get the feeling from reading these texts that Dark Griff said a lot to Abby that she either chose to ignore completely or just never bothered listening to in the first place. So she wants to make sure that it's going to be okay, that he's running 2 campaigns. But of course it's going to be okay. He doesn't really have to do anything for Doc except make sure they get mailed the fuck out, right? Maybe, I don't know if Grift prints the books for them or not. But that's aside from the point. It's not that big a deal because they're all staggered and he's worked out that schedule. Abby gives 0 shits. And then we hear from Abby on Tuesday, December the 21st. She's going to be taking some time off. Griff still doesn't have completed script, but they're all working really hard. She's working her fucking ass off. And he's got enough to draw from, and she'll periodically add to the outline. In the meantime, she'll be returning full speed in fucking January. There's still no book. Then, yes, now, Grift is like, man, I really, really want my fucking book. I need these pages. And if you want to take some time off, go ahead. Well, I don't want to push myself to do more work when there aren't any pages. You know what I mean? Do you have any pages? I haven't seen any. If you're up to the end of the outline, then I'll take some time to add more. Otherwise, I really think I should rest. So I'm going to stop until I get some pages from you. She's going to stop writing the book Griff needs to draw pages from. I think she's a little unclear on the process, and she shouldn't be because she's known and watched Poulter doing this shit, right? Then, now, we are... God, how did I skip it? Did I skip ahead that far? Let's see. Boom. I did not. I think I hit something here. Right? So this is all we've got, is we've got Abby. She's not doing shit. Like, seriously, not doing shit. And she wants Grift. I'm trying to do too much, and I think you are too, so take a break. Get them to me soon, and I'll try to have more outline, or script as I can to do before January. Otherwise, I'm waiting till after U days. Holidays, not U days. I think I'll tweet some things about it if you want to add or share a page or whatever. With the Lightbringer campaign, should be a fun convo. Just take the holidays off. You need to. I know you're not going to listen to me because you're too stubborn, so I'm just not going to expect pages until after the new year. So there's a break. We're all taking a break. Because Abby says we need to take a break. Right? Grift don't want to take no fucking break. But he says, hey, first, I didn't answer last night because I was sleeping, just an FYI. Now, as to the rest, I wanted to make sure I answered level-headed. You have to look at this from my point of view. You're saying it's on me because I haven't shown any pages in 2 weeks. But I've waited over a year for a script that I still don't have, and we're going into a month late on fulfillment already. I've never heard of a campaign being late because of the writer. It's always the artist. This is literally a first in comics. And then you say you're taking a break. What am I expected to do with that? I've been trying hard to be patient, and it's been getting increasingly difficult to do so. While I've been waiting for the last part, I've been flushing out the ash can. Now, I won't be getting the last part anytime soon. Can you see my frustration? Anyway, I'm not going to let it get to me. I just turn it over back to you and reiterate, if you think taking a break when we're already late is the best thing to do, then sure, I guess go for it. I think he answers again. Whoops. There we go. She says, no, I can do it in the next 2 days. I just decided to. I just wanted some pages by now. It's been a lot longer 2 weeks, longer than a month, actually, and I'm not going to let it get to me either. We're both frustrated. So I'll have a script to you by Christmas. Okay, whoops. Let's see. I'm trying, yeah. Nope. All right, so I'll have it by Christmas. If you still don't get me pages, it's on you. He says, I wanted a script in March. Listen, I don't want to fight or be angry. I just want a script so I can work seamlessly. I'm skipping a couple words because fuck it. Now she replies with, just don't let your focus get so split you do everything else. You had a script, but it sucked, and we both know it. The 2016 wasn't going to work for a comic, and the February script sucked. You delivered like 2 pages of it, which were good, but when nothing else moved forward on it, I knew it wasn't working. I don't want to fight or be angry either. I'm glad you slept. I think you need to take better care of yourself. I'm concerned. As I'm reading this, I'm seeing flashing lights behind my eyes. And the letters BPD strewn across the entire landscape. I shit you not. She rolls in constant. This was the pattern throughout all of these things. She rolls in and just fucking gets pissy. She says weird fucking shit. She gets mad over stuff at Griff for not doing his work. Then apologizes and reminds him how much she cares for him. She love bombs him after she bitches him out. Now I want to show you, hopefully this doesn't fuck shit up completely, but I want to show you what it is that he was showing her. Hold on, I'm gonna have to make a little room here. Let me see if I can. There we go. This is what she gave him, and I believe this is the part of what she had given him at some point, and this is how she was scripting. Guys, literally, it's poorly descriptive. There is absolutely no fucking dialogue. He looks down at her, straightens her badge, which is now revealed to be worn on a chain to lie upon her chest. He adjusts her hands to rest over it. Grinner flashes back to earlier, the experience of killing her, including the way the wildness of the electricity forced him to embrace her to prevent her from escaping the attack. It wasn't like he thought it would be. He didn't even know how he felt about it then, but But the congratulations and welcoming and achievement was enough to quiet his unease. But now it's back. Then he looks back out of the window at the expanse. Like, there's barely any fucking dialogue. This is all prose. She wrote a little novella and called it Scene and didn't put it in like proper paragraphs. This is what Abby considered writing a comic book. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? All right. So we're going to go on. Let me make sure. I'm concerned about both. One of the reasons I nudged you to clean up the Lightbringer campaign, because I know you do way better work than that, and I tried to make it easy. So I'm going to finish the script by Christmas, and we'll see how it goes. Then you can tell me, realistic, how long it'll take you. But no, I don't want to be angry either. Last thing in the world I want. Especially not with us. Boom on that love bombing. Sure, just next time, don't tell me something's enough when it's not enough for you. Seriously, I let myself slow down because I thought you had enough for a couple of weeks. I had so much to take care of here. I've been stretched extremely thin. Probably why my back's fucked up now, but it's okay. I always make shit work. And seeing no pages at all, I thought, shit, he's still got pages to draw from. So what's the rush right now? But, okay, you're saying you're still on pause, that it was never really enough, right? I'm saying I want the script done. And you're not really drawing pages until it's complete, right? Details, no. We talked about this. I was thumbnailing until I had finished script so I could plot landmark pages like splashes, etc. I can just imagine how many times Grift had to tell her this. I am completely and utterly flummoxed. But what it is, see, every time Grift doesn't tell her, in her mind, that Grift hasn't told her what it is that is expected from her, she doesn't actually have to meet those expectations. So she ignores the expectations. Just steamrolls over everything. This is 1.5 years in, almost 2 years, and the bitch still hasn't delivered a script so Grift can draw the book. Do you know how long it should take you to script a fucking comic book, Abby? Honestly, you had the story, you knew what you were doing with it, you knew where you wanted to go with it, you had a fucking outline, you had a plot, and all you had to do was come up with the pictures and the fucking dialogue. Maybe a month. Being generous. 2 at the fucking outside. This script should have been done before the campaign's open closed. And it went into demand. It's all this. Months and fucking months of this. She has to remind him that she was working over the fucking holidays. Because he wanted his fucking script. Which was late. Right? Then we get to January. He checks in January 10th. She hasn't had time to get back to him. She hasn't finished all the scripting that she's changing. She's still not doing it. Then we get just spurgation. Spurging. And I have to find this one so that I can read it too, just because this is just fucking crazy. All right. I'm going to make myself a little smaller here because I care about you people and I want you to be able to see. So there. There we go. Much better. And back to where I was. All right. Hey, just touching base while I've got a minute. So I made a huge mistake in assuming a 90-minute plot will fit a 48-page book. Would fit a 48-page book. This was just my being green in comics. This is Saturday, January 15, 2022. The book is 2 months late. Truth is, yeah, we had a script, but it was impossible to adapt to a 48-page book, and this restructuring nightmare has proved it. But here's the silver lining. Thank fucking God I worked my ass off last year because the 2021 timeline is perfectly paced for a 48-page book. It's just not going to be able to contain any of the 2016 material, which is not my ideal situation, but at least we can get it done in the time frame we've mostly allotted since November. I'm proceeding with that, as it's been clear since June. I don't foresee any issues, but I'll let you know if they pop up. Give me till Monday. I got backed up with work since I had to cover, but I've already said I need today and tomorrow mostly clear, so I ought to be good. January 15, 2021. She decides to scrap everything that has already been done, and write a new fucking script for the book. Everything. She's working as fast as she can, even though she is sick. She needs Griff to know during this incredible spew of texts that she's working her ass off. She's working her job. She's sick. Right? But she's doing all of this for Griff. Yes, she cares that much. So on January 19, Griff replies, I am busy, but I am frustrated too. My anxiety is through the roof with the book. Everyone is coming down on me wondering where it is. I took off work this week when I couldn't afford to work on things. So yeah, I'm a bit upset, but I don't want to be mean. But I can only stall with people so much. I'm protecting you by not throwing you under the bus because the script should have been done. And if people find out it's not, no one will ever take you seriously as a writer again. But now my rep is taking the hit. People who helped us out, like Pete, Billy, Jay, Dan. I wouldn't be surprised if they never help out on a book of mine again. And now I got to worry about Liz, Vic, and Doc suffering because of it. I've been trying to convey to you the importance of all of this, and I'm still waiting. So yeah, I'm a bit disappointed and let down. Yes. On January 15th, 2022, Testify only had 3 weeks to live and did not know it. And we still celebrate it to this day. Now she wants to talk about it some more, right? See, she thought the script was going to be adaptable. I have no idea what the fuck that means. I don't know what she's doing. I don't think she doesn't fucking know what she is doing. But right down here, I'm going to slide this up here. I'm going to make this a little bigger because this bit. I appreciate your competitive spirit, but you're catastrophizing. Books are regularly and routinely late because we aren't professionals. We're aspiring to be. The ones who bitch about it are antis or frenemies. You can't let that shit get to you. Bitch, your book is fucking late. What did you think was gonna happen? I appreciate your competitive spirit. Well, ain't that some fucking shit there? Right? Sorry, I said right again. I have to get better about that. I'm trying really hard, people. I am. but it's kind of difficult. Now I got to resize this box again. Sorry, and move it back over. So, yes, the competitive spirit. I know, it's great. We made a huge mistake. I'm owning it. We can't blame each other over it. You're not an experienced writer, and I shouldn't have let my head get caught up in a yay book. Just trusting your judgment, it could be adapted. I'm sorry, I caught it way later, but that's because we don't have the lifestyle to support this yet. That's how it is. Your expectations were really high going into this, and maybe they should have been a little more realistic. I've beat myself up over it for months. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just working to get it done with everything else I do in my constantly jam-packed day. We should be grateful we can do a book at all with our lifestyles being as they are. I know I am. I'm grateful that we're doing this. So just be grateful, not anxious. Ironically, I'm glad I'm sick. It gives me some fucking time off. But blaming each other, I'm not going to play that game. We're both at fault for different reasons. I'm accepting that and moving on to keep this going. Do you see the BPP? I'm sorry. The BPP just flowing from this bitch. Like, this is so good. She's taking the blame, but it's still all Griff's fault because he just couldn't communicate properly. That's all. He just didn't tell her. He just didn't. So, I'm back in rotation, but I'm at 50% of my workload. So instead of 6, I've got 3 and I've got 2 days. My coordinator knows what's up and she's giving me the time off too. So show some sympathy to both of us. And let's just get this done. And I've got all the symptoms of Omicron right now, so it would be nice if you fucking cared. Yeah, I added the fucking, but I bet you she typed it and then deleted it. I'm just doing this because it must be done, and I'm feeling slightly more energy today. So thanks for confirming you're pissed at me and blaming me for everything. I always try and look at everything from your POV and to be empathetic to your experience and its struggles. I don't know what the fuck it is you think I do, but I don't think you have any idea what I go through on a daily basis just to get shit done to make everybody happy all the time. And yeah, this was supposed to be something I finally did for me. And I've done the best I fucking could with everything I've been given, which is very, very little. Horrible circumstances, very little time, and no plan from the beginning. I've done the best I fucking could. Wait, because it goes on. Yeah. Let's see. Where did I think I may have, yeah. She just continues and continues. So I'm sorry you're not happy either. I fucking tried to make you happy all along with everyone else, and I'm still trying. So give me that. You can be pissed at me if I give up. You can't be angry at me for working to pull a rabbit out of a hat. You can't. Now, I am curious as to what exactly that means because, girlfriend, this is all just excuse after excuse after excuse. Why weren't you doing your work? And why are you blaming Grift? I am reading where he is telling you what he needs and what the schedule was. And I imagine, based on what I'm reading now, that he probably told you at the fucking beginning. It is just insanity. Insanity. Poor guy, he's busy at fucking doctor's appointments and working, and she's just spurging in bursts in his DMs and in his text. First, when you gave the option to pull out, it was too late. IGG took their cut. We paid Vic. We paid Billy. Oh, did I get something out of... I may have gotten these a little bit out of order. But yeah. I think... Wait, hold on. So, she is wanting out of this fucking project. That is what she has decided. It's over, and she just don't want to do it no more. And I think I missed that in here somewhere. Let's see. Yeah. And if you're pissed at me because I can't walk on, I've done all I can't do anymore. I can't walk on water, then join the fucking club, I guess. Nobody is ever happy because it's never enough, and yet all I ever do is shit for other people, and it's never enough, and they're never happy. She wants to quit the project. Desperately. But we haven't quite gotten there yet. She's just done with everybody's attitude. She can't take it. She can't take that she's getting in trouble for being fucking late. Using other people being late as an okay for us to be late isn't a strong argument. Right. There wasn't enough money. So early on, there wasn't enough. I already knew all the parts that needed to be changed to fit the medium and where a good break would be. Then you went into rewrites in February of 2021, and now we're going into February 2022. So I don't get this not enough time and rabbit out of a hat. I've been patient and gracious for a very long time, but you doing the typical getting mad at me for being upset that people do is a deflection. Who you're really mad at is yourself. And no, Griff, she was not angry at herself. I am sorry. It is impossible for Abby to be angry with herself. Abby doesn't recognize that as a possibility. BPD. You asked if I was upset, and I answered. The only thing that needs to be done about it is to finish the script. Then I won't be upset. All of this other stuff is just deflection because you're upset that I'm upset. We all have things in our lives, but we get work done. I'm just asking you to get the work done. I don't think that's unreasonable, neither should you. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, you'd 100% be in the right. I'm allowed to be upset with a friend/coworker without it being overly dramatic and a back and forth. So please, just get it finished. I'm almost done with the ash can, and then I'm moving on to finish what you've already sent. It'd be nice to have the rest before then. Of course it would. Yes. Then we get even more. She made a decision to rewrite it. He still doesn't have it. That's where we're still at. Right? And he's right, this is a completely different situation because usually it's the artist that's fucking late, Ethan Van Sciver. Right? And then she says, the outline was incorporating the 2016 material and didn't work because it's too cumbersome. Not to beat a dead horse, he says, but this is why I needed a script. I start layouts and then you cut them and it's a waste of time, energy, and paper. Plus, it's confusing. I should know where this story is going and I have no idea. I'm totally in the dark. Again, not trying to beat a dead horse. Just pointing out the source of frustration, which then leads to anger and doubt, but I appreciate you sending this. Now, she did not send everything. She sent some. And then what she does is the most craziest thing I've ever seen. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what I call thought vomit. Pages of Abby having to trying to explain, and not any better than she did on the launch stream of what the fuck is going on. The 3 to 4 outlines, the 2 to 3 scripts, the pages she's deleted, the pages she keeps adding are all right here. And yes, Michael Bancroft, she can write when she fucking wants to. Ain't that some shit? I imagine my phone, I would block. I would be blocking notifications from this number. Because then it's more. Then she sends him even more, people. So that was on the 18th of January, that plot vomit. In February, she sends him even more into the fucking Google Teams. This is her script meant. That was number 1. The one I showed you earlier in the stream, that was number 2. Yeah, I know. On March 8th, she asks, "Is there a reason you've ignored my texts and emails? Why you're basically ghosting me?" And of course, Grift has to reply that you gave me a shit ton of fucking shit to go through. And there's no easy replies with her, and she likes to text in the middle of the morning, like 4, 5, and he's probably at work or most likely sleeping. But all she wanted to know was that he was not ghosting her. Thank you, Griff, for letting me know that. And then, I shit you not, more plot vomit. Look at this shit. Unanswered plot vomit. Until finally, Griff gets around to answering. Yeah. I'm not going to read all that, but basically, the plot vomit that I just showed you was a lot of, also her changing designs. She keeps changing the design of the character. They argue over the change of the designs. Not really argue. She spews. Grift, he's trying to navigate this fucking minefield of Abby and her absolute insanity. Absolute insanity. Right? And she also gets upset that he's on. Wait, look, even more, people. I am sparing you all of this. This is the previous response that he gave to her, and even though she's not trying to be controlling or directing or any of those kind of things, she gives him a line by line breakdown in her response. And it was endless. And it was boring. Well, I take that back. It wasn't really boring. It was funny as fuck. Because it was all just the same kind of weird shit. She's not late. She wants, she tells him that I've already given you this way back when, but I'm changing it right now, so don't worry about that, because I'll be sending it to you. And then he just deflects with a comment about her ponytail. After all of that. And she sends him more art reference, right? You getting the references? Okay. And here on 3/12/22, she says I didn't send everything because there's a lot to break down for each segment. I don't always have the time to put aside to do that, so I try to do it when I can. That's why I'm going to need a few days to go through each page and determine what it needs. I'll include reasons for those choices, and yeah, if you have a different approach and want to make a different choice, just give your reasons and we'll compromise. This is March of 2022, and she's changing shit yet the fuck again. Again. And he's like, just give me the fucking shit. And she's like, chronologically, right? After he's been trying to get it all chronologically for 2 fucking years. And he says, I'm saying you feel like we need to be on the same page and we're not, when literally everything I've had to say, share, or express has been done. So the only reason why we wouldn't be in your mind is because you're anticipating I haven't. And yes, up until now, I was unaware I hadn't been sent everything. So now we're at another standstill until I have them. So obviously, unbeknownst to me, we apparently weren't on the same page. But with everything I have on my end, we are. Bancroft would like to share that for context, the full script for his latest 36-page comic is 1,200 words. Nice. I'm looking forward to seeing your next comic. Yeah. Yes, this is why Dark Gift smokes a lot more weed. I'll just say that. All right. She doesn't mind that he's the director and she's the writer, because, those are their jobs. She's okay with that, right? Yeah. Some more reassuring after after she spurgs and mauls, she reassures. This is also, as I said, this becomes a pattern. So, now we're at 10/22/22. I don't know if this bit's out of order or not. It might be, and I apologize. But this is now the end of 2022. And she says, hey, I hope all that came through. Just to know that you got it would be good. I'm back on Doxy. That's an antibiotic. So a little slower, but still isolating, which is great for my focus. I'll have to get back to work tonight, so I don't want to lose my spot in rotation, which means you'll have the rest later. I said Friday, and I promised it. It's just the nausea is worse on the doxy, so I'm doing what I can not to lose any more time while I'm working. I ended up expanding a scene to include parts of the last outline with the FBI timeline, and a few I'd planned from June, so it took longer. Since it's only about 6 frames occurring as a psychic vision type recall rather than a flashback, it doesn't wreck the pacing. We have once again changed the script. She's changing the script again, people. Again. This is October 31st. Listen, I get that there's a lot going on. I think that other one may have come after. No. I'm in the right order. She's got COVID, but she really, now that it is October 31st of 2020, she'd like to get a real idea of the expectations here. Maybe it's just not working out, and I'm okay with that. Having gone over the novels again, I decided to incorporate an aspect of them for the future direction of the book. Not totally sure how yet, but I also don't really want to expend a lot of energy or hold expectations if it's never going to see the light of day. Anyway, hope you've recovered enough to have a great Halloween. Now, we're all the way into January. January 18, 2022. Wait, I think that's backwards. Yep, I accidentally put that one in the wrong spot. So this is January 2022. This is some more spurging. Here we go. This is December 1st, 2023. Yes. Yeah. More Plattsburgh. Now remember, people, she sent him the script in 2021. We went through all of that in February and March of 2022. And now it's January of 2023. And we got more Plattsburghing. New shit. She's still changing shit. On Tuesday, January the 18th of 2022, she reaches out to say, but I worry about you. I know, don't worry about me. Worry about the book and our futures. I do. But I worry about you too. I'm taking this time out to focus on it exclusively again. I only figured it out on Thursday and I got sick Saturday night. But it's fine. I just need my notes from June through September to jog my memories. So that's all I'm doing. The last thing I'll ever do is disappoint you. I promise. I won't let you down. Next day, hey, you're not ignoring me because you're mad at me, are you? It's just because you don't have a minute to yourself either, right? Yeah. You can just see it. You can feel it. It's like waves crashing against the ocean. Abby. So here it is. It's 3/29/23. And Abby says, we're crowdfunding. Did I miss where you posted HA? Because he was on, he was doing a stream on his channel, possibly a promotional stream. I didn't bother checking the dates to see which one it was. And he says, if you honestly didn't, then I think it's time to call it dead in the water. I've got other interested parties I can publish with. Focus on Lightbringer and Pariah. It's where your heart's at, and that's fine. Sometimes things just don't work out. But I like my story, and I can make it a success on my own. It's time for me to do that. No harm, no foul. Let's both do what's right for ourselves. Actually, I'm gonna ask Redacted. Griff says, sorry, I was driving. IGG closed it because we didn't get any sales in a while. I forwarded you the email and said it was no biggie, that we could do a second chance when ready. I didn't hear from you, but just thought you were busy at the time because you were moving. When? I never saw it come in. Yeah, we're moving again Saturday. It's been due to management issues with our third-party membership. We're part of a corporate housing thing. I'll search for it. Nope, there's nothing there. You know, I should have fucking redacted that. Since we have no contract, how are the funds divided? I'd rather just take what's in the account. Yeah. Let's see. I'd rather just take what's in the account and move forward. Circumstances in my life had made that the wisest move. Or do we just refund the backers? How does this work? I want out, Anthony. I just want out. How do we do this? I feel like you're not giving me good information. I ask again and again when pages will be completed, and they're not. You put time and energy into everything else, not this book. I feel like you're not giving me good... Oh, I already read the part. Yes, I counted on some of those funds eventually coming to me for my work, my idea, and to you for the work on the campaign. But it doesn't look like that's happening for anyone, does it? So how do we just end this? Do the backers get refunded? Do we take a cut for all the work done? I need this dealt with now. Guys, I'm gonna turn the music on for just a second while I take a drink because I'm really getting extra scratchy. So hold on just a second. I'll have to get myself like a little intermission graphic or something. Yeah. Yeah. She wants out. This bitch is over. It is done. It is now March 29. Oh. Yeah. This is March 29, 2023. Listen. This is so incredibly important and it's urgent. So when you get this, respond. Paul actually did the campaign for Guinevere because my ex couldn't figure his own shit out. Maybe because it was Kickstarter, I don't know. But he's lost all faith in crowdfunding and the failure of the IGG is the last thing we needed right now. And I have no idea what the fuck to do. But anything that hurts or harms me directly impacts him too. It's like, okay, fuck with me all you want, but do anything that affects him and I will end you. I don't care who you are. That's a general statement. I love him more than life itself, Anthony. This shit has got to stop. It either gets fixed or it ends. I don't know what happens to the money in that case, but it needs to be discussed. I'm not going to fuck around with this. It takes my mental energy if it doesn't take my time, and now it's upsetting Paul. The longer nothing gets done. He has enough to worry about without adding the thought that I'm in a bad deal. Figure it out. Okay, so Paul is her new husband, the father of her child, and I guess he knows Preston, which is really kind of weird and kind of gross. But yes. So now Abby has switched from it being about grift to now we have to make Paul happy. The crazy just keeps cycling. Harder and harder. And here's grift. First, let me say not mad, so when I say anything, it's not aggressive or accusatory or anything like that, just breaking things down. So what got us here, you made two decisions. The first, while out of a place of concern, and I totally appreciate it was a bad one, waiting to get the script post-fulfillment was not a good choice. The second was reworking that script when we were already late with the thought that campaigns are late all the time. My bad. Decisions were not being more firm and demanding. And the second was not just working with what I already had. If none of those decisions were made, the book would be out and we'd be fulfilling book 2 right now. But hindsight is always 20/20. There's only really two options. We wait as I get things done, or full refunds. For the latter to happen, all the money for things that have already been paid for needs to be replaced out of pocket. My choice is the former. If you choose the latter, you'll need to tell me how and when you plan on replacing the funds because 1, I don't have it, and 2, it's not my choice. I'll honor the choice, but it's a choice that's asking a lot of responsibility both on the front end with PR and back end financially. And no, there won't be a cut for work done. It would be a total full refund. For the record, any money after the project was going to be yours. I'm not going to be making any money on this bitch. I kind of paraphrased that last bit. Let me move that over maybe just a little bit so you can... actually read it there. Maybe make it a little bit smaller. I'm sorry, people. That should work. Okay. Yeah. He's still being way too fucking nice. Way too fucking nice. For me, the backlash won't be as bad as I have LB1 as precedent to follow through. For you, it'll be a bit harder to bounce back from. I say this to be honest and for you to think about that. Now, as mentioned, I stated my choice. What that entails is accepting our individual responsibility and how and why we're in this position and push through. Changing artists isn't an option. It isn't what people paid for. The backlash to truth, justice, and the American way, that was harsh. That was a shit show. That was a fucking shit show. Yeah, Gabe El Taib really created a monster with that one. Right? And so, for the record, the stress of the situation sits with me every day, so I know what it feels like. But to be frank, while totally happy for you with Paul, you totally needed him to come into your life. I'm not quite sure why he is concerned of mine. I didn't make a deal with him. I understand what you're saying about him being concerned for you, and that's great. But he needs to understand we did this to ourselves, and I'm digging us out. Other than that, I'm only concerned with me, you, and the backers. So as of now, I'm continuing on course. Worry about your move and whatnot. It'll be over soon. Yeah. Now we get into more shit. Fuck. Okay, again, what do you mean you don't have access to the funds? It's your account. Griff says, I never said that. You said, I don't have it. I don't have the money to replenish the funds that were already spent on things already paid for to go and just refund the whole campaign. That was a really weird way of Griff saying, I paid people out of that money, so it's not all there anymore. Okay, so currently we have no campaign, correct? Well, yes and no. Active, we don't, but we still have fulfillment that needs to be done and accounted for with Indiegogo. So in that regards, yes, we do. You could hear her sigh as she's typing this. This is such a clusterfuck, Anthony. I need you to listen to me on this as closely as you can, with zero bullshit or excuses. Not saying you will, I'm saying don't. I'll let you in on something. Paul is what Preston has tried for decades to be. No hyperbole. Preston is the fucking Wish version of Paul. He can't even argue in front of a judge in traffic court, whereas Paul's represented collections for an entire hospital's worth of debt in the hundreds of thousands and walked away with a check. Okay. I enjoy thoroughly Abby threatening Grift with her now husband. It is so beautiful. I can't even tell you. And yes, always be careful of the crazies because they stick like super glue once kickstarted. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Woo! So, he's not as hard-ass with me, but he will not fuck around either. His past experience turned him completely off crowdfunding. I respect his wisdom in these areas because I know it's hard-won. He's also tenacious as fuck and doesn't give up when shit's challenging. I'm legitimately in awe of who he is and what he's done. He inspires me to reach way beyond the level I resign myself to. Wait, Abby, is that why you actually sat down and wrote a fucking script and turned it in? Because you were inspired to do more than you thought you could? Huh? Girl, you need some serious fucking therapy, Abby. This is my opinion based on what I have read and what I have seen. And I know it will do you absolutely no good. Because you will never accept that you bear true responsibility. All that boils down to this. Things have got to change. Out of respect for both of us and our time, I can't be in some dead-end deal with my IP yet again getting buried under other shit. I don't know what that entails, but I need you to figure it out. So she wants out. She doesn't want to have to deal with any of it. She doesn't want to make any fucking decisions, right? It's all going to be all on Grift. Yeah. I have to say, there were points when I read this where I almost felt bad for Dark Gift. Notice I said almost. Almost. The empty heart-shaped cavity in my chest was starting to feel a little warm, but not much. But a little. 'Cause, man, as to the book, I'm going to make you an offer. I pull out of this whole thing today. You buy me out. We agree on a number and a date of payout. How and with what? That's up to you to figure out. We agree to a deadline today, at which the book is to the printer. I'm sorry. We agree on a deadline today where the book will be at the printer, period. Locked, lettered, formatted, done. And if that deadline comes and goes with further non-production, then option 1 is all that is left. What's kind of weird here is she's making it sound like he's supposed to he's supposed to buy this fucking IP somehow. Yes, I am pretty fucking dead inside. And what started as a great idea to troll Preston Poulter ended up in this. Because I believe that that's really what it was. I'm sorry, Grift, I know. I still think this whole thing was just about sticking it to Preston. I mean, not the way Abby was, but in general, in a non-gay sort of way. So, she says, I'm saying get your shit together on a deadline, fulfill the tapestries now, or pay me 1/2 of what we've raised as walkaway money. I'm pretty sure you know which you should do and should have done before now. I think you know the last thing I want is a war, and especially not with you, Grift. But I feel like being nice has just gotten me taken advantage of. Maybe you feel the same way, I don't know. If so, I'm genuinely sorry for that, but we're here now. None of this is okay, and we must fix it. Now. Right away, with no more bullshit anywhere. Yeah, Grift, don't give her any bullshit after all the bullshit she's been giving to you for 2.5 years. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. It is a lot of dissonance happening. Yeah. Grift answers. This is all shit that we've pretty much covered, but there is no money. And the only walkaway situation that works is I get a notarized letter stating that I'm fired as artist and publisher, at which point I would relinquish the remaining funds, receipts for items paid for, as well as said items, and you would then move forward how you see fit. The only problem with that is a slew of refund requests and disgruntled customers. So he said, hey, fire me, I'll send you all of the shit. You can have it all. Every last bit. You've had a completed script since February 1st, 2022. It's paced correctly, and I have no issues with breaking any of the pages for you. You didn't go and communicate about what you need, so I never know, but I have to now assume you intend to do your own breaks. Like, she's still arguing over the shit that she never gave. I fucked up in not getting you a formatted comic strip that's at least suitable for, at least, a 40 to 50 page book, since we didn't know which length was best yet, which should have been done at the start, but there wasn't one. Now, me, when I see I'm the one that fucked this up, to placate Grift, I know that's the only reason she said it, was to placate Grift and try to get him to go along with whatever little scheme she has come up with. Right? See, if somebody tried to come at me in court, I think I would be like, yeah. You admitted you didn't do it. But you admitted you haven't done it. It's right there. Sorry. I didn't flip you your page. And then she sends him even more scripting shit. It's yours. I don't want any more to fucking do with this. But here's some more dialogue. And then Abby decides to go talk to Redacted from earlier. I think I have a pretty good idea of who it is, but it's Redacted. And she says to him, I think I really need your help. The campaign was closed from lack of sales for 6 months. I don't even want to try doing a book with Anthony anymore. He's too unreliable and I never get good information. I'm not looking for a fight. But there's $4,400 in his account that he signed up with IGG. I'm feeling utterly screwed right now. Abby. At one point, she actually used like the little Princess Leia gif. I know. So this is a mutual friend of theirs, is who she's talking to. Now it's April. Paul's rightfully fucking pissed. You need to get out and get whatever's in that account. Then you can either finish it or refund the backers. Whatever you decide, fuck this guy. He's another loser who thinks he's a big shot. That's, I guess, Paul's thoughts about Grift. And when he has nothing but kind things to say about Anthony until it became clear he's just a thorn in my side regarding all of this. He's not doing anything in my best interest, and when you fuck with me, you fuck with Paul, and I say this with zero hyperbole. Nobody wants to fuck with Paul. Like, she's just repeating the exact same thing she said to the fucking Grift. If Anthony wants to grow the fuck up and put real effort into it and give a fuck, then he needs someone riding his ass the whole way. And that will not be me. I don't want that job. These are the only options I see available. If he's smart, he'll hand it over to another artist and let them redo the book with me. But I don't think he wants to let it go. It's like a bad fucking relationship, Robert. They won't let you go to get what will make you happy, and they do nothing to make it worth to stay. This is the agreement that they eventually came up with. So, this is just so ugly, you guys. Like, I can't even. I gotta find it in my folder. But they did reach an agreement. I cut out a lot of those texts between Abby and the mutual because I'm gonna let Grift cover that on his stream. I gotta give him something. He needs something. And here we go. So Abi Melito, hereafter referred to as the writer, releases graphic novel publication rights only to this has changed, was switched out, but basically, she's going to she is licensing the book to Dark Gift. Basically the story, so she still owns the IP outright. And Dark Gift pays her $3,900 in 6 monthly installments, payable within 24 hours of signature of the contract. This fully resolves any verbal or otherwise produced agreements prior to this signature. The following will terminate the contract with no refunds. Completion of the book. No later than 3 years from signature of this contract. Payment of the first installment must be received. Failure to provide regular post to Abi, which just says 10 printed copies of the finished book. The writer agrees to support Hunting Alice in all reasonable presentations, such as social media or requested interviews not to exceed 3 of 45 minutes each is required. One approved image of her likeness may be used if required by license. So, all rights to profit from the printed version of Hunting Alice are released by the writer. No profits outside the United States in any medium, blah, blah, blah. If the publisher licensee signing below requires additional work by the writer, it must be made in writing and shall be provided within 7 business days of the requested date for $100 USD per hour. Honey, you ain't worth that much. Abi, you are not worth that kind of money. The writer stipulates that the cover of the completed and printed product shall state, story by Abi Melicho, and based on characters created by, with no other writer credits, including the writer places no restrictions upon publication or illustration. So, Grift has until June. That's his deadline to finish Hunting Alice. I hope he does. I wish him well in the endeavor. I would not have. I'm not Grift. I would have forced Abi to take me to court. But I'm not Grift. I don't have a house to lose. I don't have other business that I have to worry about. And so that. But damn me if Abi hasn't already violated said contract. Now, I doubt Abi sees it this way, but I did. I read it this way. My producer read it this way. Abi is all over Twitter right now, shitting all over Dark Gift. Talking badly about the project, if not the book. So maybe she thinks she's not actually, crossing the line. But in these parts, the creator is the book. No, I don't think Anthony is going to lose his house. So Abi already has her money. Grift is in the hole. That is the way it be. And I'm sorry for that. But she is completely and totally fucking insane. Which I did enjoy. I enjoyed reading that tremendously. And so did my fake producer as he helped me go through everything. I'm grateful that I was able to give him that experience. And I'm going to call this cap. I am forgot to grab my end of the day video from my desktop here, and I'm about to do that. So, yeah. God, I am exceedingly out of breath after that. My throat hurts. Hopefully, Dean will get his trading card. She's telling people she didn't get any money when she has been paid. We know that she's been paid because it's in the contract. The contract, which was signed 3 years ago, if she hadn't been paid when the contract was signed, we would already all fucking know about it. We would know about it. Obvious full of shit. In that respect. Or maybe Abby just doesn't fucking remember. That is also a possibility as well. You know, it is possible she don't know. So, everybody, I'm gonna move him over here so you can see him. And then I'm gonna start him over. Because he's cute as fucking fuck. I hope you all enjoy the capybara. I give you that for having to listen to me scream for 2 fucking hours. No wonder my throat is sore. And I apologize if there was any background noise this week. It suddenly became 85 degrees and I had to put in a window unit. I got 4 whole fucking days of fresh air before I had to put a window unit back in because my last one died at the end of last summer. And yeah, I'm just gonna let that little capybara just go and loop. So no, Big Daddy, from what I understand, he does not own the rights to, he doesn't own the IP, he is licensing for this book. That's it. Story, you know, from a story based on like they do in television and movies. Yeah. But I know that Gross been, from what he told me, he's been working his ass off trying to get this all finished. But guys, I have to, I'm sorry. Just for a moment. Here, wait. Get a fucking contract, people. Before you start work, have a fucking contract. State dates, when things need to be completed, what expectations there are for everybody involved. Avoid this shit, man. That way, if you're actually end up involved with a crazy person, you have a fucking out. A real out. One that you've already agreed to at the beginning. God damn. Contracts. All right. Soapbox over for now. I'll even give you the capybara back. Okay? Yeah. Shigama Linkovich Chomovsky. I hope you have a lovely evening. I am sorry you had to listen to me at 2 times speed. That has to be painful as fuck. I might be back next week. I might not. Who knows? It might be 2. It could be 3. Whenever I have something to say. I'll see you guys later. And thank you all for joining me. And I'm sorry, Perth, you're just going to have to fucking watch it at 2 times speed. Thank you all so very much. And have a great night. Oh, I'm sure Grift just go over, subscribe, Dark Gift Comics and Music if you're not already, and I'm sure most of you are, except for Aldous, because he doesn't give a shit about the drama. And he will be going through these with extra backstory and all sorts of fun stuff. Right? Good night, everybody, and thanks again for stopping in.